Hello there, this is Rom Wills coming back at you with yet another video. Game for good looking men. Now I know y'all thinking, I was like, what a good looking man need game for? They good looking. In fact, there's a subculture of men out there, they feel like, hey, if they just get plastic surgery or something and, get some square jaw, plastic surgery, square jaw, and do all this other stuff, all of a sudden they'll start getting women. Nah. Nah, dog. Nah. You know what good looking really means? Good looking means she'll be a bit more receptive if if you approach her or you're in a position where she can approach you. That's all that means. And notice I said a bit more receptive. It doesn't seal the deal. Because, see, and I've said this in other videos, just because a man is good looking doesn't mean a woman automatically considers him sexy or it gets her panties wet. Because there's a lot more into it. Because this is something I talk about all the time. I always talk about like that sexual aura and stuff, especially in my most recent pay video. Developing sexual magnetism. A man can look two ways. There's two types of good looking. There's that, aesthetic good looking, where, the dude, he's handsome according to some supposedly objective standards, pleasing to look at. And then there's sexy good looking where a woman wants to jump his bones. The issue with a lot of good looking men is that they're not that sexy thing, to women. Because really, there's this false belief that, if a man isn't getting women, he's automatically ugly. It's like, no, there's a lot of nice guys, good guys who are physically good looking. I've met plenty. Because the women will even say it. And I've known women who will go on dates with these guys and they just be like, I've met, and this goes across races. I've met some dudes who look like superstars, look like Ken dolls and whatnot. And, meet a woman, or know a woman that goes out with them. In fact, I've set up some couples and they'd be like, And then they'll go out, they turned out though by that guy who, maybe doesn't look as physically good, but just has something about him that gets the woman nice and wet. So, the looks are important. And when I say looks, let me be clear. I'm just talking about like a handsome face. Because that's one of the things that we really have to clear up. It's not about the overall body, but more like, oh, does he have a handsome face? And I get guys, even on some of my videos, they argue this day, oh, it's just the looks, or it's just the face. No, it's not, man. No, it's not. There's probably a woman out there. Women take it into consideration, but if that dude is boring to her, or he don't look like he can fuck, let's just be real. That woman she still won't be like, damn. He was alright till he opened his mouth, or he's boring, something like that. So the thing is with a guy, right? He's good looking, and people tell him that. And what happens is a lot of guys, they'll say, hey, well, all these people tell me I'm good looking, they tell me I'm cute, and I'm still having trouble getting women. And you still need some game, bro. You still need some game. You still, like, if the woman sees you and she feels like that you're attractive, you still have to have that conversation with her. In some cases, even if she's sending you some choosing signals, right? She still expects you to approach. And even if she's aggressive enough to approach you, you still got to make that connection. Also, too, you got to do all that. You still got to have some style. Because I've known some cats, physically, women thought they were good looking, cute. having trouble. They changed their style a little bit, maybe let the hair grow out, let some facial hair grow in, and they turned out to be better. It was like, oh, okay. Also, too, there's another angle to all of this, right? A good-looking guy, especially if he's extremely good-looking, right? A good-looking guy still, he can't. Some things he can't do is if he does certain things, it's gonna mess him up. Because while maybe that is not the total thing to get a woman, if she see a guy and he good-looking and he behave a certain way, it turns off. Like one of the best examples, if a good-looking guy is a little too aggressive or thirsty, the first thing the woman thinks is, what's wrong with him? Now, I remember I was doing a book signing at this mall, right? And I was outside the bookstore, and I was chilling. And I always pay attention to people. And I saw this young guy, I was there with my lady. And I saw this young guy. We saw this young guy who was like going up to all these women in the mall and asking them for their phone number, being all pressed and everything. And she said, you know what? He didn't need to do all that. Because he already looked good. He had to chill. See, one thing with a good-looking guy, they have to be aggressive still. They still have to have that conversation. But they can't be overly aggressive. Because then the first thing the woman thinks is something's wrong with him. He almost has to. It's a balance that truly good-looking guys have to do. They got to be cool. I think that's the best word. They got to know how to be cool. They still have to look like they getting some play. Because see, when they approaching women, like you get some of the more aggressive ones, I'm telling you, the woman is sitting back thinking, what's wrong with him? Why is he approach? He looks good. He don't have to approach like that. Why is he doing it? All right. So she's sitting there thinking that, but at the same time, you can't be totally passive. So it's almost like you have to be cool about it. Like, for example, that young guy I saw in the mall, he'd be better off if he just sat back and chilled a bit, maybe hang with some other dudes. Like I know this one dude, right? And I know, Rom know everybody, but this one dude. This dude is one of those dudes, you look at him and say, damn, dude, look good, no homo, right? He said he would hang out with some guys and stuff, but he would just be chill. And I'll never forget what he said. He said he'd be hanging with them. They approach some women, start talking to them, and the women would always look back at him and say, who's your friend? Right? And he said he'd just be in the back working, sipping on a Slurpee or something, just chilling. But see, he played it right. He was kind of laid back, Like another time, like this is a good guy. I remember me and him were in a strip club, right? And it was funny just watching all the strippers come to him, but he wasn't aggressive. He was just kind of sitting back chilling, right? But he knew when to be aggressive, when to step up. See, the game for a good-looking guy, you have to be balanced. And it's like it takes practice. You can't be too passive. Because then a woman's sitting back like, I don't know. And then, to be honest, if a woman's too aggressive, she's usually some other issue that you might have to deal with that you might not want to deal with. But then if you're too aggressive, she's like, what's wrong with him? You can't be thirsty. I think that's the best way to say it. You got to be cool. You got to look like you get play and got a woman, even if you really don't. You have to behave that way, Because they're going to assume you do anyway, or you got some women chasing after you, And another thing, if just keep friends. Like, if you don't have a woman, right, be honest. If you know any females, just say, I just have friends. And don't clarify what that actually means. Because if you tell a woman you don't have somebody, they think you're lying. And then if you tell her you do have somebody, and unless they skanks or something, they ain't gonna want to mess with you. Some women will, but you don't really want that woman who's gonna step to you anyway or deal with you anyway, and you done told her you had a girlfriend. So it's like, just keep it ambiguous. Just say, hey, I got friends. And if they try to probe further, just be like, hey, I don't really talk about what I do with my friends. You're not really lying to them. I mean, all you do is maybe, they can all have you in a friend zone for whatever reason. But It's what you do. You just not gonna talk about it with this person you just met. And then just take it from there. Just be cool. And another piece of game advice for the good looking man: don't assume every woman think you good looking. That's why you gotta chill. Cause see, some dudes, they get, they let that shit go to their heads and wonder, like, think women should just go for them. Sometimes a woman just don't think you look good, man. She think you alright. And guys can't let that go to their heads. So if you good looking, ultimately you gotta just play it cool. You can't look thirsty. That's the main thing. I mean, all men shouldn't look thirsty, but especially like a guy who's been told he's good looking. He can actually get away with being chilled. That's the beauty of it. He can just be like whatever, So anyway, that's it for today. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.